Back tonight, here in Focus, a KwaZulu-Natal businessman is lucky to be alive. This after he came under fire by police in his armoured vehicle while being pulled over. Officers involved in the shooting claim that it was a case of mistaken identity. Newzroom Afrika's Nobuhle Modise has that story.
This is Thabiso Ngcobo's bullet-riddled car. He says this was done by members of the police who had requested him to pull over. This is where he was pulled over and shot at.
As soon as I stopped, the two guys on the passenger of the Suzuki were already out the windows with rifles pointed. The driver jumped out the vehicle, so did the passenger behind the driver. I look behind me, so on the cars behind me, the guys have jumped out. They're all shouting, get out the car, get out the car.
Thabiso claims that when he realized he was being chased by an unmarked car with men wearing balaclavas, he immediately called the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi.
During that time, one of the policemen or the guys that were there bangs on my window with the end of the gun, back of the gun, bangs on the window, tells me to open the door. I look at him, it's a fair guy, looks maybe colored, but I couldn't see 100% of his face because he had a mask on, like a balaclava, or one that you pull up from the bottom, wearing a camouflage, I think, bulletproof vest. He tells me to open, I show him my phone, I tell him I'm on the phone with the commissioner. He bangs, and then from there, then moves back to the car behind me, which was a Golf 8. He moves back to that car. He then pulls out a rifle from that car and takes a few steps forward and starts shooting.
He says the reason he is still alive is because his car is bulletproof. He says he drove off and was called back by the provincial police commissioner to head toward Pavilion Mall, which was the closest, safest place. He has since opened a criminal case.
I'm a businessman down in Durban. I am in the construction and transport space. I do have a high-profile case that is currently ongoing. There's a case that was mentioned by the Minister of Police at some point when he did an interview referring to a construction mafia, a guy that came onto site with 12 heavily armed men trying to hijack that business. The business he refers to is my business. That was my situation at that point. So I don't know. I'm not linking it to anything. I'm not sure at this point. I'm just also wondering as to what this could have been.
The police say an investigation is underway.
The case we're investigating is a case of attempted murder. And if suspects are found to be police, due justice will be followed because police officers themselves are not above the law. So if they are in the wrong, they are brought to justice, they face the music, and in this case, if it's indeed police officers, for sure, investigation will reveal that officers were in the wrong and they will be charged accordingly. In the police, we don't have a hit squad. In the police, we don't have anybody who's employed to kill anyone. Police are here to safeguard the people of this country.
Thabiso says he fears for his life and doesn't know who to trust.
You sit with business people, but you need to be traveling with security. You need someone who looks at you, asks you, Gandhi, who am I in business with? So you lose a lot of business just because of that alone. So all of this we need to take in consideration, and it really hampers my life. I don't even get to see most of my family. I don't get to see my parents as much as I would because I can't travel. I need to be in the same place, guarded the whole time.
For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Nobuhle Modise in Durban.